rights movement too, and that famous picture of him, Jim Brown, Bill Russell, Muhammad Ali, when they were protesting. But I never knew that Kareem had dealings with Dr. John Henrik Clarke. That's deep. I'm gonna have to. What's the name of that book, sis? That you're saying he mentioned that. That's deep there. But yes, Kareem gets left out, and the brother said because he had two different names, but we still know who he is. I don't know how he gets left off, but I think some of them facts, like the sister said, him converting to Islam, and then him not being too quote unquote kind with the media. Yeah, I didn't know that either, brother. I didn't know that. But how does he get left out of conversation? And talking about people getting left out of conversation, how it go from LeBron being compared to Jordan, how Kobe get left out? Can anyone answer that for me? Last time I checked, Kobe got 5 championships with the same team. He's one of the few players on that Hall of Fame status to stay with his same team. 20 years Kobe was with the Lakers. And he won all 5 championships even after Shaq left. How does he get left out? How? How it go from 1 minute they talking about Kobe is the next Jordan, then they just bumped him out the way, and LeBron. Kobe has 5 championships. I don't know how he played 20 years and only won MVP 1 time. But how does Kobe get left out of the conversation? How does Kareem, well, we already talked about, get left out of the conversation? And the name of that book is called Becoming Kareem. Okay. I'm going to definitely look into that. But let's get back to the LeBron and Jordan conversation. Statistic-wise, is LeBron better? Is Jordan... To me, it's no conversation when you win 6 championships and you're undefeated. So let's say LeBron will win 5 more championships, which I doubt will happen. Let's say he wins 5 more championships. He's still not undefeated. So to me, he will never be able to catch Jordan. How will he be able to catch Jordan if Jordan went there 6 times, could have won 8, never lost? How, again, I'm reluctant, I'm saying this, I'm just trying to be fair. How can he ever catch Jordan? How? Brother Angelo said Kobe was struck down because of his sexual assault. Okay. So Brother Angelo is saying that's kind of a black mark, and that kind of bumped him out of the way. But he got found not guilty of that, right? And Jordan was gambling and running around on his wife and stuff. So, I mean, he was far from perfect. None of us are perfect, but I'm just sticking to basketball because that's the problem I have with them keeping Terrell Owens out of the Hall of Fame as long as they did. It's not the moral Hall of Fame, it's the Basketball Hall of Fame and the Football Hall of Fame. So if we was to start adding in people's moral compass, then there should be no one in the Hall of Fame. If we was to go back on all them people in the Hall of Fame, hell, they just put, what's the brother's name that does the sports show in the morning? Chris Carter. He used to play for the Vikings. He used to be a drug addict, and they finally put him in. So it's not the moral Hall of Fame. So I don't see how that can be used. I don't see how I know they do it. I understand what you're saying, brother. I know they do it, but I don't understand that. And I don't understand why they kept T.O. out all that time, and he never got in trouble. LeBron has gone 8 times straight to the finals, but only won 3. Yes, and he's about to lose another one. So that would make him what in the finals, brother? 3-6. If he loses this year, that would make LeBron 3-6 in the finals. That's not a real good record. Real impressive getting there. And I believe MJ could have won 8 times, but he took them 2 years off, and Houston won. But I believe he would have won them, which would have gave him 8. Kobe is the OJ of basketball, yes. I just don't see how Kobe is bumped out of that conversation. I just don't see it. And I really feel bad for LeBron that he keeps running up against this super team. It's so unfair for them to stack that team the way that they did. What do y'all think about that? Do y'all think that's fair, the way Golden State stacked their team by adding Kevin Durant? And would you feel proud of that? I wouldn't feel proud of it, the way they're stacking their team. I mean, it's not breaking any laws. It's under the rules of the NBA with free agency, but I don't like it. Again, I'm an old school dude. The brothers back in the day, they weren't jumping on each other's team. What did that look like? Larry Bird and Magic Johnson joining on the same team. Larry Bird complaining, well, the Lakers beat us 1 or 2 times, so I'm going to take my talents to L.A. Or back in 85, I believe it was, or 84, when the Celtics beat the Lakers, and Magic get frustrated and say, I'm going to take my talents to Boston. Brother Angelo said it's business. Yeah, but it's not the old school way yet, Brother Angelo. Come on, man. You from the old school. You know you ain't supposed to be stacking teams like that. Or how about if Jordan would have got frustrated them 1 or 2 years when the bad boys was giving him the business, and he would have went and joined the bad boys? How would that looked? But he gutted it out, and he waited, and he got... But some people say that Jordan did the same thing, because how did he get Rodman and Ron Harper and all them guys? I mean, how did that happen? Would they have won 3-peat 2 different times if he wouldn't have? Because he had help. I keep hearing this talk that Jordan didn't have no help. He had help. Scottie Pippen was a heck of a player, back in his day. So he didn't do it by himself. You said you forget they did with the Dream Team, USA Olympics. Yeah, that was in the Olympics. Yeah, that was a super stacked team. That was beyond unfair, man. That was such a travesty of justice, stacking that team like that. Nice to see them play together. But what about those teams with Jordan back in the day? He's pretty much stacked his team, and people don't give Scottie Pippen the credit of helping Jordan. Jordan didn't do that by himself. He did not do it by himself with winning those championships. He had plenty of help. So that's my take. But if I had to pick between the two, I would have to give it to MJ. But definitely, like y'all said, Bill Russell being left out, and definitely Kareem and Kobe being left out. Something ain't right about that. Scottie and Robin was his best support. Yes. I mean, Scottie Pippen was a bad boy, man. I mean, he could handle the ball. His defense was impeccable. In the open court, mid-range game, post game, again, his defense. Jordan couldn't do all that. So for them to try to give all the credit to MJ, that's totally unfair. But I think if you was to pin him down and ask him, he knows that he had plenty of help. He had plenty of help. And LeBron had Dwayne Wade. Yeah, how about Magic Johnson? Magic easily in the top 5. Easily in the top 5. Easily one of the most if anything, they should be comparing LeBron to Magic instead of LeBron to Michael, because they're not the same two players. LeBron is in a class by himself, because we ain't seen no one 6'9", 250, 260, that powerful or that athletic and for this long. But if anyone to compare to, I'm glad you brought his name up, I would compare him to Magic instead of comparing him to Michael. Michael was shoot first. LeBron is more of pass first, but he can take over a game, as we can see. He had 51 last night, and he probably going to have to score 60 to beat these guys. Yes, remember the LA team. That was one of I believe, the greatest team I've ever seen was that LA Showtime team. You ain't going to see nothing like that. They would run the Golden State Warriors out the gym easy if they played them, because no one will be able to stop Kareem. No one will be able to stop James Worthy. And no one, darn sure, wouldn't be able to stop Magic, 6'9", handling the ball like that. So I say they're easily the greatest team And if we could make it happen, I believe if any team could beat that 96 Bulls team, would be those 80s Lakers teams. What y'all think about that? Oh, yeah, Akeem Olajuwon. Oh, my goodness. Bad boy there. Bad boy there. Yes, James Worthy, Magic, Kareem. I believe that's the greatest team of all time. Now, the greatest one-year team is around the way here where I'm at, that 83 Sixers team. That 1 year in 83, that was a bad team with, bless his soul, brother Moses Malone. I miss that brother. My favorite player of all time, Dr. J, Andrew Toney, Maurice Cheeks. Y'all remember that team? That team was off the hook for that 1 year. And they actually swept the Lakers that year. If y'all remember, they swept the Lakers in that 83 championship. So that 83 Sixers team with Moses Malone, bless his soul, Dr. J, Maurice Cheeks, Andrew Toney, Bobby Jones, that was a bad team. But overall, the best team that I seen by far was that Lakers team. Yeah, brother, but that 83 Sixers team put it to that Showtime team, man. Now I don't think James Worthy was on that team. I don't think he was on that team, but they put it to him that year. Swept him, man. Swept him. Yes, Moses Malone, 4-4-4. Bless his soul, man. That was a bad boy. Yes, and Maurice Cheeks. Yes, sir. Yes, I hope he makes the Hall of Fame one year. Allen Iverson was a beast, just didn't have a team. Yeah, but see, my thing with Allen Iverson is that did he really make anyone else better? That's how you really judge a great player. Like Magic makes people better, LeBron makes people better, Jordan not on that level, but he made people better. Did Allen Iverson really make anyone else better, or is it hard to say that because he didn't have one to make better? Because he really never played behind or with another star. But I mean, he's definitely one of the greatest offensive players of all time, easily. AI, the answer. 6 foot, 165 pounds, soaking wet. I actually stood next to him, face to face. I was in Philly one time, and I actually got to go in their locker room because a good friend of mine is good friends with Aaron McKee. I don't know if y'all remember Aaron McKee that used to play with the Sixers. A good friend of mine and Aaron McKee are close friends, and I got to go in the locker room with AI. And man, I'm not a big guy at all, and I stood next to AI. He wasn't too much bigger than me. Man, he is a little guy, man. For him to have the heart that he did and go in that lane the way he did and score, may not never see anything like that again. Yeah, he shook Jordan out of his shoes. Yeah, that was a classic there with that crossover at the foul line on top of the key. I wish AI would have left his career a little better note than what he did. His skills was diminishing because Father Time is undefeated, and I wish he would have took a role. He just kind of got pushed out there. I don't like the way he left. Too great of a player to go out the way he did, bouncing to all them different teams. But like a lot of players, they just don't want to admit that their time is up. But still doesn't taint his legacy, at all. But yeah, he definitely is one of the greatest offensive players, one-on-one players that I ever seen. And I wish he would have got to play with someone else of his caliber, because there's no telling. Well, he did play with Carmelo Anthony, but that experiment didn't work. I think he was on the downward spiral at that time when AI played with Carmelo Anthony. That experiment didn't work at all. I mean, they got bounced out of the playoffs in the first round by the Spurs, and someone else took them out. I don't know. But family, it's been fun. The Hour of Power. We're very versatile here, talking a little bit of sports. I really appreciate you brothers chiming in and giving your input on this topic. Brother Angelo said Earl to Pearl in New York. Yes, very smooth, brother. Very smooth. We got another sports guru coming in here, brother Chris Hill out of Jacksonville, Florida. We talking a little sports, bruh, and we talking about whether